Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Max24, and April is over. We have now entered the month of May, and with the new month means a new haul video. The videos where I show you all the movies, video games, pop figures, and books I picked up in that month. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump right into all the video games and movies I picked up in the month of May. Before we get into that, please don't to drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, and all that stuff. Us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I have most on Twitter and TikTok, some on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's get into the video. So April, I bought a decent amount of things, alright? I just kept buying, I just kept taking my credit card out, and I just kept swiping because I wanted a bunch of movies, and I wanted like 1 or 2 books and video games. And, you know, it was a big month for me. So we're gonna get in the movies, because the movies, there's a lot of them in this pile next to me, and we're just gonna breeze through them. So first up, I got the Batman 4K collection. This is Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, alright? These are some classic Batman movies, and I thought, hey, I don't have them in my collection, at least in 4K, and, you know, Batman's coming back, freaking Michael Keaton's coming back, donning the cowl once again in Flash, and I was like, maybe it's time for a rewatch of some of these classics. But these are the ones that I grew up watching most of the time, alright? Dark Knight came out when I was young. I didn't really watch that one a lot until when I was older, because it was just more mature. These ones I watched a lot of, especially, I'm not proud of it, but I watched a lot of Batman and Robin, alright? I love me some Arnold Schwarzenegger puns, okay? I was there for all of the ice freezing puns. But yeah, these movies are classic, alright? They don't get as much love anymore nowadays because of the heights that the superhero genre has gone. But without these, we might not be there. So, great movies. If you have not watched these original 4 Batman movies, you really should. Again, I said great, but Batman and Robin, Batman Forever are a little rough. But Batman and Batman Returns are pretty great. Next up, I picked up The Purge election year. Now, the Purge movies, they're not high art. They're not these amazing films. Are they, though, a series that I like to put on from time to time, watch, you know, maybe have a drink with them, you know, maybe eat some food with them, maybe laugh along with them, maybe tear them apart, critique them? Yes, it's that kind of franchise for me. Whenever they make a new one of these, I'm always like, how are they going to spin the concept next? What are they going to do that's just so bombastic and crazy that makes me want to go sit and watch it and judge it? And every time they seem to succeed. So, I would never say this is a great movie series, but it's one of those ones that I can't help but watch. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Again, they're not great, especially like election year and stuff. It's not great, but I want to add them all to my collection because I want to rewatch some of them, because it's just, again, one of those movie series that you just can't help but watch with a drink in your hand. Along with that, I picked up The Purge Anarchy. Again, just like the first one, just like the first one when I held up, all the same things stay true with this one. Alright, this one I think is better than Election Year, but still, it has the same problems as every Purge movie, and they're not high art. They're just one of those movies that I just like putting on once in a while and be like, alright, that's funny. Oh, that was gory. Oh, okay, that character's dead, thank God. Oh, that character's gonna die. Okay, cool. You know, it's one of those. But, yeah, I enjoy it for the most part, you know, but I'm never gonna say they're good movies. Then, I picked up all 4 Hunger Games movies in 4K. So, I owned all 4 Hunger Games movies on Blu-ray, alright? I owned them for a while. I love the Hunger Games movies. They also, I don't think they get enough credit when compared to, like, Harry Potter, but these movies were a big thing. They were a sensation when they came out, alright? They made a lot of money. They're all really good. Even Part 1 of Mockingjay, I think, is an enjoyable film. And I wanted to pick these up because the prequel adaptation's coming out later this year, and I'm very excited for that. And I was like, I could probably upgrade my copies to 4K and, you know, give it another rewatch. And that's exactly what I did. Groove was having a nice sale on all 4 of them, and I was like, I gotta take advantage of this. So I'm very glad I get to add these to my collection like this. I don't like how they made Part 2 of Mockingjay white and all the other ones black. It just kind of ruins the entire tone of the series. Like, why? Why do you want this to stand out so much? I mean, who did that? That's not aesthetically pleasing at all. Why are you doing that? Stop doing that. Fix it. Do better. Then I picked up Lightyear. Lightyear is one of Pixar's latest movies. It wasn't a very good movie. It was an alright movie. It was a subpar alright it was a subpar alright Pixar movie, alright? I hope that there's better movies in the Toy Story universe, because if was Andy's favorite movie, then I don't know what he was watching, because this wasn't a great movie. It was a decent movie. You could have done a lot more with the concept, Pixar, and you just kind of gave us a bland product that just didn't resemble what I thought it was going to resemble. Like, seriously, they even sped through what could have been a very interesting story just to go to a very boring, bland story, and it never gave me the feeling that I want to go buy a Lightyear toy. It gave me the feeling that I was watching a decent, alright space opera flick, and yeah, it never elevated above that. I wish it did, but it never did. Then I got Luca. Luca is one of the Pixar movies that came out during the pandemic, and it's an enjoyable one, alright? It's about a kid who's a sea creature, a kid and his brother who are sea creatures. They come out of the water, and they have a life, and they, find this girl, and, insanity ensues, and all this stuff happens. And again, I think it's an enjoyable movie. It's like an interesting little take on like the Little Mermaid kind of scenario, but with these like mer creature things. I don't even know what they are. They're just sea creatures. But yeah, it's enjoyable. It's cute. It's not the best Pixar movie. I would never say it's the best one, but it's not a bad one either. It's one of those ones that you'll put on once in a while, and you're like, oh, this has some charm. It has some heart. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. Then I picked up Turning Red. This is another, I believe, pandemic-era Pixar movie. And I don't know why the hate is for this movie. For some reason, when this movie's trailers first coming out, there was just so much venom thrown on the internet about this. And people were just tearing this apart and being like, this is horrible. This is not Pixar. This is soulless. This is bad. This is cringy. Okay. That's exactly the point. All right. It follows 8th graders. 8th graders are cringy. If you've ever talked to an 8th grader ever, they're kind of cringy. And that's just what this story was capitalizing on. And this movie is actually a good movie. It's actually enjoyable throughout, all right? Does it have its problems? Sure, yeah, every movie does. But it's not this horrible train wreck of a film that for some reason some people on the internet believe it is. It's a good Pixar movie. Is it one of their best? No, it's not one of their best. But is it enjoyable? Fun watch, and do I regret watching it? I definitely do not regret watching it. It's a good one. It's an enjoyable one. And it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of love. Another family story, family bonding story. Pixar does need to find a new shtick. Instead of turning people into animals, they gotta figure something out. Turning people into other things, they gotta figure out something. But it's a good movie. I enjoy it, and you should watch it, especially if you're a Pixar fan. And then I picked up Soul. Soul is also a pandemic Pixar movie, and I think this one is one of their best. All right, this movie was just so good. All right, it was beautifully animated. It told an interesting story, kind of like an Inside Out type story, but with souls. I think Coco did a lot of these concepts better, but I still think Soul was a really good entry to the Pixar universe. Seriously, if you skipped out on this one, you gotta go watch it. You're not gonna regret it. Just the animation alone should hook you, and then the story is not half bad either. Then I picked up all seasons of Ruby so far. All right, Volume 9 is airing, or just finished airing last month. But I love Ruby, all right? It's a web series that I have enjoyed since its inception. Even though it's not perfect, it's far from perfect, I've still enjoyed it, and I'm not ashamed to say that, all right? I've enjoyed it thoroughly throughout. I'm still watching it to this day. It's got a fun cast of characters, a fun, interesting world, interesting story, and overall, it's just a really well-made animated show thing. I mean, again, it's got problems, but what show doesn't, all right? There are definitely some weak eras here, like a volume, I know 6 and 7 were kind of iffy, but it's still a really strong, enjoyable series, and I will never stop watching it, all right? Until they cancel it, I will never stop watching it. Along with the Ruby seasons, I picked up Ruby X Justice League Hunters and Huntresses Part 1. This is a crossover that Ruby is doing with Justice League. I haven't watched it yet, but one of the only ways to really watch it is to own it, so I bought it. I like how they match the spine with the seasons. Am I expecting gold here? No, I'm not, alright? This feels like a really weird, out-of-left-field crossover. It's adapting a graphic novel series, which I don't know if the graphic novel series is good or not. I never read it, but I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm always for more Ruby content, even if it's a very weird crossover like this. And I heard that this might spawn other crossovers, especially like a Scooby-Doo possible crossover. That's weird, all right? I don't know how this is going to work, but this crossover shows me one thing, and that's that Warner Brothers is committed to the brand, and they actually like the RWBY brand. I mean, if they're willing to let them play around the Justice League, it shows that they're committed. So it makes me excited for the future. Hopefully it continues, and yeah, we'll see how this is. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. And then finally, for the movies / TV shows, I picked up every single season of Rebels. All right, I really enjoy Star Wars Rebels, and I think its highs are on the level, if not even higher than some of Clone Wars highs, and I think it's way more consistent than Clone Wars is. All right, some people say that Clone Wars is this phenomenal show, and I agree, it's a phenomenal show. It was a great show. However, it's got a lot of weak moments too throughout it. There's some weird episodes, whereas I think Rebels is pretty consistent from the beginning to the end, and it's got some stakes, it's got some drama, it's got some interesting characters, and I'm very, very, very excited to see all these characters make their live action debut in Ahsoka later this year. I cannot wait. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting. It's going to be great. And yeah, if you skipped out on Rebels because you're like, it's not Clone Wars. If you watch the first couple episodes and you're like, what is this animation style? You need to watch Rebels. I mean, seriously, this show has such satisfying arcs. The Thrawn arc, the Darth Maul arc, so many satisfying arcs, and you need to watch it to appreciate it, all right? Especially as Ahsoka nears, this is a must-watch. Yeah, those are all the movies / TV shows that I picked up in the month of April. Now let's get into the video games. And for video games, at least physically, I only bought one, and that was Jedi Survivor. This is the latest Star Wars game, and oh my gosh, I just finished it last night, and this game was phenomenal, all right? From beginning to end, I just had an absolute blast. It took everything good about Fallen Order and just did it better, like way better, and Respawn took all the feedback from Fallen Order and improved upon it. Seriously, this game is so good. The story is so good. The characters are so good. The worlds are so good. The combat's so good. Everything about this game I just loved, right? Are there some weak moments? Sure, but I still loved it thoroughly. And I feel bad for the PC community because the version that PC got is just completely broken and ruining their experience. I hope that they fix it soon because, I mean, launching a game in that state is just not good. It should not be. It's not a lot. It needs to stop. You need to stop doing that. You need to figure out the PC ports. Delay them if you have to. But once it starts working on PC, I hope more people check this game out because it's so good. It was so good from beginning to end. Seriously, I gotta stop raving about it because I could talk about it for hours. I already wrote like 30 articles about it for Game Rant, so like yeah. And then as far as the books go, I picked up Star Wars: The High Republic Cataclysm. This is the latest adult novel in the High Republic era. I have been loving the what is on the back? There was something on the stairs when I put this on the stairs and there was something on it, but I have been loving the High Republic era since it started. All right, some people, I don't know why they're also bashing the High Republic era. They haven't even read the book. These books have been great. It's a great new era for Star Wars that we've never seen before, and I'm very excited to dig my teeth into this one. Or dig my teeth? I'm not going to eat it, but I'm very excited to check this one out, enjoy the story, love to see more, and I believe there's one more in Phase 2, and they're going to Phase 3 of the High Republic era, and then I think they're done, and then they're going to do other things, maybe more High Republic stories, I don't know, but I will buy High Republic novels until they stop coming out. I will buy every single one. If there's one Star Wars High Republic fan, it is me. If there are no Star Wars High Republic fans, it's because I'm dead, alright? I love the High Republic, and I cannot wait to see them expand upon it, especially with the upcoming shows and movies and stuff. I love it. I love it. Give me more content in that universe. Thank you. But yeah, those are all the movies, pop figures, and all that's jazz that I picked up in the month of April. I didn't really pick up any pop figures, I don't think. Maybe one Pokemon one. I don't remember. It was a long month. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, as always, please remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe to the video, all that, all the fun stuff. Us to follow my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I have one on Twitter and TikTok, sometimes Facebook, barely around Instagram. Follow me, subscribe to me here. And with that, I hope to see you in the next video.